What is up, everybody? Spidey here, and as always, I hope you're having a marvelous day. I'm here with my friend Matt Fuller, and we have a reveal. This is Fleer Ultra Wolverine, the checklist reveal, which feels about a week early, at to say the least. Matt, how are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am good. Today is Juneteenth, so I have the day off for
Same.
celebration of that holiday, and I had no idea that I'd be making this content today when I woke up, but here we are.
Nice surprise.
Yeah. Look, we got word earlier this week that Fleer Ultra Wolverine was going to release on July 3rd. Typically, Upper Deck, when they release on a Wednesday, and oftentimes we see that checklist like the weekend before the release. So we don't get a ton of time with it. Well, this is going to give us 2 full weeks with the checklist before we get product, which is really unusual. But I'm kind of happy about it because it lets people have time to prepare, right? To
Yep.
really consider how they want to approach what is a massive release. And I don't mean to say that like hype or anything like that. What I mean is, Fleer Ultra is a really important brand for Marvel trading cards. Goes way back, and on top of that, as you're going to see here in a minute, this is a big set. There's a lot going on here, and so I'm really curious to get into it. Plus, Wolverine, you know, this I think there's a movie coming out in July. Have you heard about it?
I heard a rumor about it. Yeah, it
Okay.
might be one of those direct-to-video releases.
Yeah, Deadpool versus Wolverine, and is releasing in the theater. So this is going to come out before then, July 3rd. Like I said, going to make for great Fourth of July content. That's the YouTuber me thinking. But on top of that, this is an original art set, and we just got Flair. What has it been 2 weeks since we got Flair?
Been about two, yeah.
And honestly, I thought they were going to get Avengers Metal before we got Fleer Ultra Wolverine. I didn't see any way that this would happen this way, but here we are. We have it. And so we're going to go through the checklist with you. We're going to look and see not only what characters are on the checklist, but also what inserts and what characters are on those inserts. And we always like to check and see which artists did what art. Now, we won't see who all the artists are because not every card necessarily has a signature, but if it has a signature, it's on the checklist. So let's
Yep.
dive into it, Matt.
Looks like all but two are on there.
I love how quick you can dissect something. So, just admittedly, when I opened up the checklist here, I just looked for Gambit for my brother and Magic and Spider Man for me. So that's what I've seen. Well, let's say hello to a couple people. We got Joe here. What's going on?
Morning, everybody.
Logical Chaos. He says I'm planning on working some magic on this checklist like last time. In the Spidey Hits Discord, Logical Chaos does a beautiful job and basically creating a checklist that character collectors can really utilize to keep up with their characters. We have an artist, Ben Brady, or Brody, like I like to say. Ben, let us know. Are you an artist on this? I didn't see your name the first time I looked through it. What's up, Card Drop? How's it going, guys? Hermit's here. Cave next. It's the first major set with a lot of Deadpool in it. Ah, yeah, good point. Oh, he's already breaking down this 51 possible Deadpool cards. So
Nice.
it's a fun thing to see. Spider Guy's here. What's up, Monkified? Monkified, I think, is the one who dropped the the checklist in the Spidey Hits Discord. Let me know, Funkified, where you got it. Let me know. Let me know. Brandon says, I'm curious to see.
Great sequence.
Uh, oh, trade secret. Yeah. He says, I'm curious to see what you think and how this is going to compare to Flair. We'll go through that. And Ben says, no, he didn't think so. He's here for the Electros. So, all right. Well, let's not waste any more time. Who do you think's number one on the checklist, Matt?
Uh, uh, Probably Blob.
Blob is a great number one. It was starting off with the bees. I think Blob was number one in 92 masterpieces, but not here. This is Fleer Ultra Wolverine, affectionately known as FU Wolverine, I think is what some people call it. But he's card number one and card number two, Old Man Logan. And then a lovely lady, Lady Deathstrike. Nice to see her here. What's the last time we had a good Deathstrike? Was it X-Men Metal?
Probably Metal, yeah.
And then Sabretooth. number 4. So we get a couple of nemesis right out of the way with this checklist. And then Blade, I guess all things sharp object are considered, a character that can be in the set. So with sharp teeth and stakes, Blade gets in here. And then Dark Phoenix. Is this Shaman?
Yeah, from Alpha Flight.
Yeah. Okay. So we do have all the. Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it's a run of Alpha Flight there.
Guardian, Sasquatch, Aurora. How do you say this? Marina. North Star and everybody's favorite Puck, Snowbird, and that ends our Alpha Flight. Then we get to the Professor X, Winter Soldier, Kitty Pryde, Magneto, Cyclops, or Sykes, as Wolverine liked to call him, and X-Men 97, which I thought was a lot of fun. Maverick. Now, how about that? That's great to see. Here off to the side, it gives us the odds. It says 3 base cards per pack, and that the stock size is 80 points. 80 points. So you want to use 100-point sleeves and top loaders and one-touches. And then here, Ben, you get Elektra. So that's good to see. And then Jubilee, Psylocke. Can't go wrong with Psylocke. Yurko, one of Wolverine's ladies. Miss Hope Summers. And then Deadpool, as Funky mentioned earlier, or Logical mentioned earlier.
And here's our first repeat.
Yeah, so this is something we're going to see quite a bit, actually, which tells me they were not just trying to fill a checklist with random characters, that they wanted to stay true to the theme is kind of what I'm thinking. What about you?
No, definitely. And since it's original art, we'll get a couple different takes on the characters. So one could be classic Sabretooth, one could be sort of his tactical vest, early Weapon X kind of look. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
Oh, that is super interesting. And we're going to see more of these. Got Captain America. Captain America and Wolverine did a few missions together, that's for sure. Colossus, love it. Can't get a good cannonball without Colossus. And then, who is this?
Who's that?
Melita?
She was there was a storyline where she was like an investigative journalist or something along those lines. At least I think that was her.
Interesting. I did not know that character. We get Beast. And then Moriko Yashida, Nick Fury, and Hulk. Gotta love that. Everyone knows, I imagine, if you're watching this channel, Wolverine first appeared in cameo, Hulk 180, and then full appearance 181. Then we get an X-23 sighting, who I think is going to be pretty predominant in this release as well. Magneto, perfect villain for a metaled bone Wolverine. We got Rogue, Cyclops again, another double. Emma Frost, Namor. That's interesting. I'm trying to think of a storyline that I guess there's been some Namor and X-Men stuff, but I don't remember anything specifically to Wolverine. Old Man Hawkeye. I kind of like to see that. That's awesome. I have a really good Marvel Legends action figure of Old Man Hawkeye. It's awesome. Mystique, love to see that. Havoc, Quentin Quire, Black Tom Cassidy, Nova, Viper, Dakin. That's going to be great. Silver Samurai, Gorgon, Omega Red. There we go. William Stryker, Iceman, Storm, a double of Professor X. And finally, for my brother, we have Gambit, card number 56. Now, I was a little surprised we did not get a Gambit outside of the Canonical Blast in Flare. But we're definitely getting them here.
Very limited.
What's that?
He was unfortunately very limited.
Yeah. Then we get Jean Grey, Cable, Archangel, and then does card number 60 say 1 to you? That's supposed to say Magic.
Magic, yes.
Yeah, I had I had that highlighted and must have hit a button earlier. But card number 60 is Magic. Thrilled to see that on the base checklist. We got Bishop, Juggernaut, Domino, Polaris, Mirage, Who's that?
I'm happy to see that.
Now I got to ask you, like, there's what, three different names that can go on the checklist for Danny Moonstar.
Yep, Psyche,
Uh,
Mirage, and Moonstar.
so are you happy when they mix it up?
I'm fine with it. I mean, it's I at least know who she is, so I mean, the
Yeah.
name is sort of irrelevant.
Does the name tie to a certain look for her or a certain period of time for her?
Well, Psyche was the very original one, I believe, in the
Hmm.
first couple issues. Then it became Mirage, which is a little more tied to her power. I think
Right.
Psyche and Karma, sort of those names were a little too close in terms of what their powers were.
Yeah.
Um, and then obviously Moonstar or Valkyrie, I guess she was for a while too.
Yeah. So like Magic, dies, through the legacy virus, and then this Amanda Stelfin pops up, who's really not Magic or Ileana Rasputin, but she's still Magic, and so sometimes I have to pay attention to that. We got Blink, Hope Summers, Mr. Sinister. Now, I know that there were some people who were sad Mr. Sinister was not in Flair, but they're certainly going to get him here. Banshee, Dazzler, Red Hulk, Cassandra Nova, who I think people are going to be becoming really familiar with pretty soon. And then look at this, X23, X23. So this is now 3 times on the base set checklist that we have X23 listed. What do you think the importance of that is?
I mean, one could be the more modern one where she's the all new Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Could be her early one from the Nyx comics. I mean, she's obviously had a ton of costumes. One could be the other clone of her. I mean, she's got so many clones, right? She's got Honey Badger. Who knows what they're going to do with it?
Yeah. I do hope we get a true yellow and black,
Yeah.
classic all new Wolverine look. I actually bought that comic book off the shelf, and that's saying something for me. In my adult, time period, I basically would buy secondary market books that I enjoyed in the past or that I was specifically hunting. But for me to walk into a comic book shop and buy a book off the shelf, that's actually kind of rare. But I really dig that look when it came out and did purchase that book. Okay, let's keep going. Then we get Weapon X, which I'm really excited to see. Weapon X is, as a kid, I had the Weapon X action figure, so I think that's what really endeared me to that look, having that removable helmet. And that action figure had variants. You had like the green veins and the red veins, like, and so it was always cool to think that I have the more rare one. And then this is interesting. It says Jean Grey, and in brackets it says X Force. And then look what we have around it. So we have Colossus, Thunderbird, Daredevil, Deadpool, Sabretooth. So I'm thinking only Deadpool was on the X Force team of this list here, right? No, Thunderbird was an X Force member. So maybe that's what this is. These are all going to be X Force
I mean,
style outfits, starting with X23.
I mean, it would be great if they also did them in like sets of 9 for 9 pagers, but
Yes.
they never think that way.
Well, I have an X Force action figure team, but it's not currently displayed. And I just don't remember Jean Grey being on the X Force, but that's maybe that's something more modern. But not to overlook again, Colossus, Thunderbird, Daredevil, again Deadpool, another Sabretooth, so that makes 3 on the checklist here. Another Rogue, and the second appearance of Gambit on the base set checklist. Very cool. Then we get Wolverine and Wolverine back to back. Again, who knows what variants or versions of those we get, but we know we're going to get various suits of Wolverine. Then we get Ultimate Wolverine. I think we had an Ultimate Wolverine in X-Men Metal. Yeah. We got Black Queen. That's going to be interesting to see in original art. Oh, crud. What is he doing here? You've got to be kidding. That is nuts. What is Hercules doing on the checklist?
I mean, that must be a storyline I'm just not thinking about. Were they ever on like any version of the vendor Defenders, maybe.
I don't know. Golly, I hate to see that.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Uh, okay.
Did you get some
Uh,
news?
there. Yes. You just Google Wolverine and Hercules. It's from Extreme X Men, and yeah, they're looks like they're a couple.
Oh gosh. Oh yeah, I'm nope. Even the suggestions that pop up, I'm done.
Yeah, that's an interesting. So I mean, they're going to every book. That's interesting. So they're going to Extreme. I don't remember if Wolverine was in All New. I mean, there's so many, like there's Red, Blue. I mean, there's so many X books. There's so many Wolverine miniseries in one shot. I mean, so yeah, clearly they did the research, and every version of this is to be in there. Um,
Oh
and
gosh.
so that was a one shot. So that might break up sort of a group
Well,
there.
maybe it
Uh,
does. Maybe it does. Straight into Nimrod.
but again, like why? Sorry, we're about to get to. Yeah. Sorry, we're going out of order. So
No. You're good. You're good. So we get Strife, and then we get Mojo. I like to see a good Mojo card. Sebastian
yeah,
Shaw, and
I don't
then
know why Mojo and Spiral aren't together. Right, they're a natural fit.
oh yeah, no that it is a natural pairing. That does make sense. James Howlett, who's that?
So that is Wolverine's original name, right?
Yeah.
And he
Yep.
he had some books where it was just him.
It'll be
Uh,
interesting. If we get a James Howlett. I wonder if we're going to get a Logan. I wonder if we'll see Logan on here. We got another Weapon X, Toad, Quicksilver, Onslaught. That's awesome. Pyro. Man, we don't get enough Pyro cards. There's your blob. And then we end. There it is. Logan. Card number
yeah, I mean,
100.
Onslaught's another weird one in there because he's sort of breaking up. You got Toad, Quicksilver, Pyro, Blood. You got a Brotherhood of Evil Mutants in
You
there. I
do.
mean,
Why
maybe
not? Why not? Yeah, have Juggernaut in there.
maybe there was a version where Onslaught took over the Brotherhood, and I just don't remember that off the top of my head.
Maybe him and Pyro had a thing.
There's
We
there's
don't
some
know about.
weird stuff going on here. Okay.
All right. Oh, look at this news, guys. The green foils are 1 and 2 packs in hobby, 1 and 2 packs on e-pack, and 1 and 2 packs in blasters. So
Really? Okay.
checklist confirms we will get blaster boxes, and we shouldn't be too much of a surprise. We got Fleer Ultra Avengers in blasters, but that is really great to hear, in my opinion.
I'll tell you, after Platinum, people are going to go hard after blasters in case they're packed the same way.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's
Which I
gonna be
mean,
nuts. Yeah,
I think that had to be an error. I mean, the one of one black suit Spider-Man was pulled in a blaster. I mean, come on.
that's nuts. Overseas, yeah. All right, so we got blue foil as our first numbered parallel. Of course, the green is the first parallel, unnumbered. And this one's only in hobby and e-pack. It's numbered to 181, first full appearance of Wolverine, Hulk 181. And we get to the yellow foiled parallel, and those are out of 90. So that's nice to see. I like 90 as a numbered parallel. Okay, here's our autos. And Matt, I'm going to talk about the serial number to 74. Do you mind going through the artist list?
Sure, absolutely. I mean, there's probably no point in me reading everyone, so I'll just once a new artist pops up, I'll try to just not keep saying their name over and over.
Yeah.
So Wolverine, you've got Sasso. He's down a little lower on a character I really love. Tom Morgan does some really nice black and white work.
Oh, that's going to be cool.
Lady Deathstrike, James Bernardin, who also did Sabretooth, back to a Morgan. Jonathan Kolschek,
Dude, Kolsch,
believe
yeah,
that's
he does
correct.
such a great job.
Yeah, he's got a very, very unique style that I really enjoy.
It worked in Flair really strongly, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's coming on strong, which is good. Absolutely fantastic. Hammermeister for Guardian. We'll see a few more from him. Crystal Faye
Yeah.
is here. I'm curious to see if she did. I mean, she did the three ladies in Alpha Flight. I'm curious to see if that's sort of a trend that continues. If she did other characters, just only the women. Jonathan again. Gilberto, who we saw on, was it Flair? I believe he
Yeah.
was Flair.
Gil, yeah. he did Spider-Man. He did a Cyclops. He did one of the best Wolverines I've seen in a very long time. That's on one of the inserts. I think it's the Power Blast, or it's the Flare. Oh, what do they call it? I can't think of the name of it now. But his art is amazing, and he did a character that we're going to look at here in a minute.
Winter Soldier, Sir Patrick Farcy, his first appearance here. Same for Claudio Pozis. I don't know that artist at all, so I'm really interested to see their work.
It's nice to see a new artist on the checklist.
Yeah, obviously, I, like probably everyone right now, will pop over to Instagram to see what they do.
Yeah.
JP, I think that was the first one we're seeing from them, and I believe I saw his name at least one more time. Sasso again. So Mark Evans, his first appearance with Maverick. Gilberto again. Jason Judah. I want to say he did some in 2017 X-Men. I might be wrong, but he's done some stuff before. And Jubilee, obviously, a great character for them. Gilberto again. John Grello's first appearance in here. And I believe I saw at least one more down below. James, here's another new one for me. Torin Clark. And obviously, what a great character to get, right? Deadpool. So hopefully they just knock Clark there.
You got to own that when you get it.
Yep. Again, Mark, good old Tom Morgan. Just classic artist there. Always does good stuff. Oh, actually, jumping back up, because I passed right over it. So there are two characters who don't have signatures here. One was back up at number 6, which is Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
I'll try to remember the other one when we get to it. So Morgan, Sasso twice for Colossus, and jumping ahead to Beast. Jonathan on that reporter.
What card number are you on?
I'm up at 30 right now.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
And I checked, and Melita is indeed an investigative journalist, and had a whole storyline in a Weapon X limited series. Mark again, John Grello from Mariko, another Morgan, pair of Morgans actually, Nick Fury and Hulk. I always like when they're side by side. I don't know that they would be a good candidate for a puzzle, Hulk and Nick Fury, but I guess you never. But I always do like, obviously, when they're side to sides, especially if they actually print them, unlike masterpieces where you can line up the cards.
Yeah, like what about Magneto and Rogue here? What if those line?
I mean, yeah, and obviously that's a fantastic pairing given X-Men 97. Skipped over X-23, so it would be interesting to see the different versions, like we said.
Do you know who Kate Laird is, or is that the one you said?
Katie, I don't know. I know who they are. I don't know if they've done cards before. Somebody did sync me up, so I know I do follow them on Insta. Gilberto, and Gilberto did the pair of them, so that is very interesting.
I know, that's kind of my point. It's like, stylistically, they're going to sit well together. We know that, but what if they connect?
Yeah, exactly. And then, then you skip one, and it's Emma, and then you've got Sasso for Cyclops and Namor separated.
And we can see the Sasso on Instagram right now. I used that art for the thumbnail for Cyclops. It's incredible.
Right. Where'd you put it?
I put it on the thumbnail for the video.
Okay, perfect. Tom Fleming did the Mystique. All right, that's Tom's first appearance here. I skipped over. Sorry, Old Man Hawkeye. Didn't mean to do that, Old Man. Pharisee.
Has Tom done Mystique before?
I'd be stunned if he didn't. He's been so prolific over the years. I mean, he's been around since the 90s. So that I can't.
She's going to have some highlight and sparkle to her.
Yep. Tom's got such a unique style back to.
Yeah.
Well, has he done anything published cards since
Fleer Ultra Avengers? Not. No, he's in platinum. He did the Hulk. It's incredible.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah. He's in Hulk. And back to Fleer Ultra Spider-Man, released in 2017. He did the black costume Spider-Man, and I believe the Wolverine for that one as well. Both really nice cards in that set.
Very nice. Sorry, where was I? So Mystique. So you got Havoc, Gilberto, another Quentin by Jonathan. Really looking forward to seeing that one. Yeah. Kid Omega is such a fun character. It's interesting that I guess he does go by Quentin as well. So I like Kid Omega as a name, though.
Yeah, Kid Omega is obviously, I think, going to be more recognizable for Marvel card fans because that's what he's typically named on the sets.
Black Tom. I mean, there's so much you could do with him. I've seen some amazing Black Toms
You typically
utilizing his
like I would like to
powers.
see him next to Juggernaut in my binder.
Yeah, so many, so much potential.
Mhm.
Nova is an interesting one to me, just because he is such a more of a cosmic character, but clearly
Yeah.
they've had some sort of storyline together. Viper for sure, Dakin or Dakin. It's one of those that I'd love to go to the Marvel. So, you know
Yeah.
how in the dictionary you can click the button and it pronounces it for you. I'd love
Yeah.
to hear that. I've always gone with Dakin myself.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
yeah. Dakin, Dakin.
Silver Samurai. I mean, always. If I was an artist, I would want to draw him. I mean, that armor is just such a delight. Paired by Tom again, Gorgon and Omega Red. Again, I doubt you'd get Gorgon's what, an Inhuman, I believe, right?
Hmm.
Next to one of the Weapon X guys with Omega Red. Maybe they have a connection. Who knows? Good old Striker
Yeah.
from Air. Striker,
And,
Striker.
and Mark Evans was in Fleer Ultra Spider Man, was in Fleer Ultra Avengers, now Fleer Ultra Wolverine. He did Magic for Fleer Ultra X Men. Sorry, Fleer Ultra X Men is what I'm trying to say. Fleer Ultra X Men back in 2018. He did Magic. He's a digital artist, so a number of these artists are going to be digital.
Yep,
Uh,
Sasso's digital, I believe. I mean, yeah, this
Crystal
definitely.
Faye that's been
Yeah,
digital in the past.
yeah, and we're gonna. I think that's gonna be the trend. I think as they bring in new artists, just my own thing that I'm seeing is more and more tend to do digital versus traditional. And
Well,
again, nothing
no,
wrong with that at all. You get obviously can get a lot more vibrant colors and whatnot.
yeah, and I think it depends on how they're releasing a lot of sets right now, but I think that plays a role into it. How, but I have artists say that they don't work any faster digitally than they do traditionally. So,
No, I mean if they're putting the time in, absolutely not.
mhm.
I don't think we're gonna at this point see any artists we haven't seen. I think we're all repeats, but we'll just tear right down them. Gilberto for Iceman will be a nice mix. And
Mhm.
Crystal Faye, I'm very interested to see the Storm.
Yeah.
Professor X, just please don't have him do this. Uh,
Oh, okay, up on his head.
it just but again, how else do you display psychic powers? Right? I mean,
Right.
okay, again, so I lost my place.
Yeah, you're good.
Another
So Gambit
from
and JP how do you say that? Or
Target or
Target?
Target. I don't know. Again,
Yeah, Target. Anyhow,
dictionary.com.
he did Spider-Man and Blair and on the base set, I believe.
Nice. I'm really looking forward to Mark. Mark has such a wonderful style that I'm really looking forward to his Gene.
Yeah.
James, Cable, and Archangel next to each other, and Bishop, actually. If you imagine that would be one heck of a three pack there.
It would be.
Magic.
The Magic's breaking it up.
Yeah, I think Magic you're definitely looking forward to, as I am. Tom doing the Juggernaut, I think his style will be a nice fit for that. Again, Kate, I'm not super familiar with, but I'm looking forward to seeing her Domino. I'm
Hmm.
sure her Insta's going to get absolutely destroyed today. Uh,
He's
JP,
like, why are all these people messaging me out of the blue?
yeah, exactly. They're going to get 40 messages today
Right.
with this release. Sasso doing the Mirage.
Hmm.
He's absolutely going to kill it.
Man, he's
Blink
got a
Judah.
lot.
Yeah. He did, and he's chunked together there for sure. Sinister will be amazing. Gilberto doing Banshee. The Banshee's a tough character to draw.
Yeah.
It's just again with he's got those sound wave
Screaming
powers.
sound
Tough.
waves. Yeah, it's tough.
Judah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how Dazzler looks there. JP for Red Skull. I mean, Cassandra, I don't know Claudio, so I think this will be interesting, especially because Cassandra in the comics versus what I've seen of Cassandra in the movies is very, very different. I mean,
Yeah,
she's
you get this
very emaciated,
old kind of
all,
someone you don't want to look at woman in the comics, and then
yeah,
they
much, much younger in the
yeah.
movies, which I get. I mean,
I mean, it's
uh,
Professor X's like what biological
it,
sister
yes, it's
change.
his sister that sort of got absorbed in the womb, but then there was some weird backstory like that.
Yeah, isn't it connected to? Anyways, yeah, it's a weird backstory, but it's yeah. When
Yeah,
you look at her, it's like, oh yeah, that's his sister, a bald old woman. You know.
And I don't know, maybe they've retconned her origin, not sure. A nice pair of X-23s, Torin
Yeah.
Tom. Again, the Tom breaking up Torin's Weapon X. Again, I wish I knew the thought process behind breaking some of these up the way they do. Maybe we'll see it in the cards and it'll make sense.
Mm.
Then we've got the Gene X Force version. Again,
Yeah.
I've got to go back. My X Force experience was very, very early X Force,
Hmm. Right.
first series. So Judah for Colossus, that'll be nice. Jonathan
Ah,
doing the original Thunderbird bird,
you know
that's going
what?
to be.
Sorry to interrupt you, but I gotta say this here. Um, where's Deathlock? Deathlock was an X Force member, and he would be
Yeah.
a great character to have here.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends. I mean, Warpath isn't in here either. Um,
Hmm.
'Cause he's got that great costume X-23 was at that time, so that, you know, it certainly would make sense to be in there. So,
Hmm.
and then you go back to the original, which was what Cable and some other folks, Shatterstar. I think that was the original X Force, or maybe yeah, maybe I'm thinking of a different comic back from the '80s. So, but anyways, I
Right.
think Jonathan will kill Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Sasso with his bright colors would be great with Daredevil's red. Tom gets the second Deadpool,
Oh,
so
okay.
that'd be a lot of fun.
That will be
James,
interesting because he has such a clean, classic style.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so his and exactly his is a great combination because typically I believe he does the pen and inks and then someone does the digital coloring on top,
Hmm.
so that'll be nice. Rogue from Fleming will be
Yeah.
great. Gilberto for another Gambit, so looking forward to that. Pair of Wolverines by James and Sean. I I know I'm familiar with John. It's just not popping to the top of my
Yeah,
head. So
Grillo. Yeah, we've seen that name before.
yeah, for sure. So I'm looking forward to all of these. I keep saying that, so that's a bit silly. Kolchak for Ultimate Wolverine, Black Queen.
Wow.
Crystal got a lot of the females. So I'm really looking forward to Black Queen.
Yeah, her female face is beautiful. So
Yeah,
we know it's
I'm
good.
guessing it'll be a later version. Black Queen. It won't be like the original
Yeah.
Hellfire version, not this day and age.
Yeah, yeah, not gonna have that hanging out the bottom of
So
her.
we've got Hercules by Patrick, and then we have our second gap, which is card 89, which is Nimrod, is
Oh.
not in there. So
Well, Dark Phoenix is a much more important and popular character than Nimrod.
yeah,
But yeah.
so it may be that for whatever reason they just couldn't get those artists in time.
Hmm.
I doubt it's. At first, I was thinking like, well, what if it's like original John Romita? But no, it wouldn't be because these are all original art. So
Right.
it's probably just for whatever reason the artist didn't get the signatures in time. Maybe they'll pop in before either the set or repacks is released.
Or look, I had UPS lose a $900 package the other day, and so I mean, they could
Yeah,
just be simply
right. You
lost in the
never know.
mail.
I mean, hopefully they come in because again, for the completists, there aren't a ton who chase full auto sets because it's a special kind of crazy. But for the few who do, obviously that would be great, and especially if you're a Dark Phoenix or Nimrod/Sentinel collector, that'd be nice to see
Right.
it. JP with Strife and Mojo, Jonathan on Sebastian Shaw, that'll be great to see. Mark for James, and then Tom for Weapon X. Then we get into this nice Brotherhood of Evil Mutants run here. Tom on Toad will be great. Quicksilver Penetrate.
Why not get Tom just to do all of them then? If you're going to have him do all
Yeah,
of them.
exactly. But maybe for those three, maybe for Toad, Blob, and Pyro. I mean, those are hardcore original '80s Brotherhood of Evil Mutants.
Yeah.
And it would just be nice if there was like a Magneto in there too. But still, those three, if that was all like a triptych that they broke up, that would be amazing. Really looking forward to Onslaught, such a great character. And then we end with Patrick doing Logan. I mean, some amazing artists, some really interesting pairings, I think, for the artist strengths.
Hmm.
A couple new ones I'm not familiar with that I'm really looking forward to see. I mean, this is a great list.
It is a great list. I will just go ahead and say, with Flair, it was interesting. We had essentially what, three masterpieces artists on that set. But this one we don't have any previous or prior masterpieces artists. Maybe there'll be future masterpiece artists.
Good
But
comment there by Card Drop. That's surprising not to see any Cacao on here.
Cacao, yeah, because he does a lot of great, amazing digital work. Cacao.
Yep.
Um, but just a word real quick about the 74 serial number. That is the year that Hulk 181 was released, and so in the same, and so they're honoring that with that numbering. If you think, well, why 74? Well, that's the reason why. So we go again. We were at nine. We were at 180, 90, 74. Now we're at orange foil at 25. That stays true with the numbering that we had with Fleer Ultra Avengers. 25 has become pretty synonymous with orange with a number of the releases that we've had recently. And then we get the one of one gold spectrum foil parallel. You know, the foiling on this one is hopefully going to be better than Fleer Ultra Avengers. That background foiling did take away from the art a lot of times. This one has Wolverine's 3 claws slashing across it, so it'll be interesting to see how that impacts the art with the parallels. Then we get our plates. These appear to be randomly inserted in hobby and e-pack, so no booklet plates here, which I know makes a lot of collectors happy, and including myself. And then we get an animation cell. Now, we had animation cells in Fleer Ultra Avengers, but we also had an autograph version. So let's scroll down. And yes, we have an out of 13 autograph version. And again, no card number
No
6.
6 or 89. Yep.
And those are out of 13. That's,
Wow. All right. That's going to be a hard chase.
That'll be tough. Then we got something here that's really interesting. It says top secret envelopes. They're sealed and they're 1 in 96 packs only in hobby. Doesn't, hobby e-pack as well. Their car stocks are 24 point. And it looks like they're just a parallel of the base.
So it makes me wonder if they're like the capsules.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's just going to have an envelope look to the capsule is what it looks like. And then you have the minis are numbered. Oh, these are numbered. So these are numbered to 42.
Yeah. So it's and some of the capsules were definitely numbered.
Well, in Midnight Suns, they were unnumbered and numbered. And then did we get capsules? We didn't get capsules on Fleer Ultra Avengers. We only got it in Midnight Suns. I think I'm mixing those up. Do you remember it differently?
I do. I thought, didn't you get some sort of a weapon one in Fua? It's all a blur. Anything non-sketch is a blur for me.
I think the weapon ones you're thinking about were actually anime.
Definitely anime. I thought, maybe it was Midnight Suns. Now that you say that,
yeah. But I do like, if I'm going to pull a mini card, I either want it to be really super short printed or numbered.
Yeah, and the interesting thing here is each character has one. So instead of it being like the random weapons or what they did, it's probably tied to the character. Makes me wonder if there are multiple, like within Emma Frost, the number to 24, are all 24 just the same image? Is it? Who knows? That'll be interesting to see.
It will be interesting because seeing your trading card art just shrunk down and numbered, that'll be okay. That'll be fascinating.
Blackback minis numbered to 5. Wow.
Number to 5, yeah. So right off the bat, when you pull one, you know you're getting a number to 42 or 5 based on this checklist. So that's interesting. And that's assuming I didn't miss something. Just scrolling back up. I don't think I did. Okay. And then next here we have the Incredible Hulk 1962. Why do they have 1962 listed there? That's when Incredible Hulk number 1 came out. But Hulk 181 came out in 74. Anyways, these are the 3x3s. These are 1 in 24 packs, both hobby, e-pack, and blasters. And have you seen the image for that?
I have not.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's Hildebrandt, and it is not good. And I love Hildebrandt. 94 masterpieces, all-time set, incredible art. But you'll have to look it up. I'm gonna leave this up right now, but it is
for the 3x3, right?
It's a 3x3, but it's a full scene of Wolverine versus Hulk, homage to 181, and
we saw that We saw that on Fleer Ultra Avengers, right? And at the time, I remember hearing that he was really rushed on that as far as the time to
It
do it.
totally makes sense. It very much looks rushed. It does. It does. And it's a shame because he's so, I mean, we're talking about one of the greatest artists of all time for pop culture. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Marvel, like incredible. Um, and the way that 9 by 9, he did the painting, but it's just two characters. So those 3 by 3s, you're going to get random body parts, you know, to put that together. So that's going to be an interesting pool. Again, 1 in 24 packs. Let's see what comments we got here.
So we got some metal next.
Ryan, this means that it's going to be released July 3rd. That's confirmed. I am JR says Tim and Greg are my favorite #1 artist. Totally get that. Now I get that it denotes the first year that Hulk released, but it's just I think a little confusing for people who don't know that.
Yeah. I'm just also going back through the comments that some people had. Um, Somebody said Red Skull's a weird choice, but that's going to be tied to Old Man Logan,
For sure,
right?
for sure.
Where Red Skull was one of the surviving baddies there.
And that might be, yeah. I mean, the Old Man Logan storyline is so good.
Yeah.
And, now it's tied to one of the better comic book movies ever, Logan.
And I went back to him because he's got an adamantium.
Yeah, I was going to say, so we're at metal with adamantium. So these initially, okay, we've got adamantium and then adamantium red parallels. Regular adamantium is 1 per case, 1 in 144 packs. Red adamantium is 1 in 720 packs. How many boxes or cases is that?
That's at least 4, right?
Yeah.
76. Yeah, it's a little more than 1 in every 4.
So that's going to be a massive hit. It doesn't say it's numbered.
Actually, it's 1 in 5. Because that's, 10 would be 1440, and half of that is 720. So it's 1 in 5 cases.
One
and
in
it's
5
not
cases.
numbered either. It's just an SP.
Oh. And so let's go through the checklist. We got Wolverine, Sabretooth, Magneto, Mystique, Toad, Lady Deathstrike, Omega Red, Deadpool, Daken, Wendigo, Sentinels, Hulk, Cyclops, Gambit, Captain America, Red Skull, Silver Samurai, Weapon Omega, Juggernaut, Hellfire Club. Yeah, that is one heck of a checklist.
Yeah, I mean, some interesting choices. He's obviously faced off on Toad over the years, but still weird to give him a medal. And again, he's obviously tussled with Wendigo multiple times, but still not the most popular character.
But he was in the first appearance.
Good call. Good call. You're right. Yeah. He's on that iconic splash. You're right.
And then we get aliases. And these are all Wolverine, looks like at first glance here. Weapon X Wolverine, Mutate, 9601, Patch, Hand of God, Himelo, Gara.
This is awesome. This is going to be my favorite insert.
Knucklehead, Wolverine. I love it. Malekith. Wait, is that, am I saying that? Malekith?
Sorry.
Sorry. Card number A9.
Mycath, yeah.
Mycath. The Mutant Menace, Death, Prisoner number 412075, James Howlett, Old Man Logan, Fist of Legend, Black Dragon, Jim Logan, that's new to me, Dark Phoenix Wolverine. And then you get to, and those are going to hit early and often, 1 in 3 packs for Hobby E-Pack and Blasters. And then you get a green version of that, 1 in 5.5 packs, all the way through Blasters. And then you get a blue foiled version of it. And these are numbered to 181. So this is following the exact same numbering as your base cards, except that the 74s are not signed because this is not going to be original art. It's going to be comic book art. And you get 1 of 1s. So that's kind of an extension of the base set is a way to think about it.
Kind of fun.
All right, then we get to booklets. These are numbered to 50. And these are claw cut covers. What does that mean to you?
I think My guess would be it's comic cuts. I'm thinking back to Fleer Ultra X-Men with the X cuts, where the
Yeah.
cuts are sort of behind it. So is it possible it's a cut where you only see it through the scratch, like on the logo for Wolverine?
Yeah, I think you're going to open it up, and it's going to be like two cards like this, like you open up. That's what I'm thinking, and then you'll have a cut, two cuts on each.
Right. Or well, which was the Spider-Man series where you had the auto that had the layover on top of it that you could open to see the full auto? It was like a die cut overlay on it.
Was that a movie set? Was that?
I thought it was because I thought it was over an autograph.
It was home. It was Welcome no, Homecoming, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm certainly interested, and especially interested to see if it's a. I mean, it's a cut cover, so I mean that feels like comic cut, but I guess you don't know.
It feels like a comic cut, and the issues here are all comics, obviously. Some great comics.
It could also just be the outline of it, like for Ultra Avengers. Maybe it's just not a square. I mean,
can you pull up the sell sheet and see if there's something that's already on there?
I can try to find that.
So those are numbered to 50, and including the Jim Lee X-Men #1, Volume 2. But then we get to just actual comic cuts.
Yeah, all right. So those do have to be comic cuts, just in some sort of fold-out booklet that has something to do with Claus.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be like those beginning cuts, booklets.
Yeah, and those are all Wolverine, and then we get into a little mix here.
Yeah. So Card Drop says that they're on the sell sheet.
Die cut booklet, yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, I love that the Kitty Pryde and Wolverine miniseries is one of these episodes. That makes me happy.
I mean, that's great. Classic stuff there. Just running through here. Return of Wolverine. Oh, look at all these Uncanny X-Men's.
Yeah.
And it starts with 100, 200, 120. Okay, here we go. 133,
so
134, 135.
Yeah. Good chunk of the Claremont. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you were saying something. I didn't mean.
No. I just loving that's that whole new team John Byrne era in there.
Yeah, Claremont. And then
we did get some of those issues. I'm pretty sure in X-Men.
Is this Frank Miller's Wolverine? #1 here.
82. That's the time. Yep, that is the time.
Yeah, those are going to be. For me, those are going to be the cuts I would really want to see because we didn't see those in X-Men Metal.
Look at all these cuts. Oh my God.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of good cuts, guys. I'm so glad I'm not a Wolverine master collector, character collector.
Oh, this set would break you.
Yes. And then we get autos, and these are numbered to 10. So we get our Claremont from Alpha Flight, and then we get Brian Michael Bendis, who's really important in my opinion, and it's Avengers versus X-Men. They probably stole a few of those out of Allegiance. And then Dark Wolverine, Daniel Way. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. House of M, numbered to 10 autos. Everybody pray for our friend, Matt. And then again, we get the autos. These issues are interesting, I think. 94 has got to be the most important one. That's Chris Claremont's first issue that he did on Uncanny X-Men that basically saved X-Men. And then for me, probably 142 might be the one that I would enjoy the most. I wish this was 101, but. And then let's keep going. And then we get acetate foil boards. EX Centuries. How about that?
Yep.
And
you skipped over. There are two dual ones that are numbered to 5.
Oh, I did skip that. I'm so sorry. Amazing X-Men from 2013, issue #4, and Avengers versus X-Men, issue #1, Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr., numbered to 5. Wow. Good stuff, man.
Looks like X Century's back to the original run with all 100.
Yeah, that's fascinating. That's going to be one per box. And then we get the EX Essential Credentials Future Parallels.
Oh, no.
And these are reversed serial numbered.
Just like the periodics.
All the way to a 1 of 1 with Wolverine.
Oh, my God.
And then it reverses the parallel order again. because that was the
future
parallel.
parallel.
Now it's the now, and it
I
goes
love
back
that.
from 1 of 1 all the way up to 100.
Oh my god, that's kind of
How?
clever.
So you can get this. So you can get your Logan in either out of 100 or a 1 of 1, but it does allow people to at least get an example of it. But it's a
Yeah,
reverse snake order draft
I like that.
style numbering. Okay, I've got to look for Magic. She's going to be
Give,
both.
give me
Mirage is
that I
number.
approve.
It has a 36. Magic
All right,
has it
this
out of
36 and
41.
be a 64.
And you're better at math than me, apparently. I got to look for it. Out of 60, and then Mirage out of 65 here.
Nice. All right. So
Yeah,
there's 101 of each character between the two sets.
between the two sets. And then we get fake wood, faux wood. These are family genealogies. These are 1 in 24 packs, so 1 in every 2 boxes. And this is a
Same
different
ratio
checklist.
with blasters. Okay.
Yes, also in Blaster. So this is going to be, I guess, I'm running through this really quickly. It looks like maybe, I don't know, somehow connected to Wolverine's genealogy for the most part. But we got Elizabeth Hudson Howlett. And this looks like it's going to be comic art. All right, this is what I wanted to get to. I've been kind of rushing to get to this. All right, this is going to be our greatest battles, Wolverine versus, and it's literally everyone. It feels like. But this looks like it's going to be comic book art, 1 in 4.5 packs, whether hobby, e-pack, or blasters. But we get Wolverine versus Magneto, Wolverine versus the Hand, Wolverine versus Red Skull, Wolverine versus Dakin. I'm just going to say the versus part. Hellfire Club, Hulk, Gorgon, Sabretooth, Omega Red, O-Gun. I do not know who that is. Maybe Deathstrike, Deadpool. That'll be popular. Cyclops, Emma Frost, and there it is. Wolverine versus Spider-Man. One of my favorite cards of all time, Fleer Ultra, X-Men, 1994, Wolverine versus Spider-Man. And then we get Morlock, Sentinels, Silver Samurai, Colossus, and there it is, Wolverine versus Gambit. And then Wolverine versus the X-Men. And then Old Man Logan versus Old Man Hulk.
But he wasn't Old Man Hulk, right? He was Maestro.
He was Maestro. That the name there is a little bit off, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And these we get these parallels, and they're going to follow the same parallels as the regular base cards, including printing plates. And then we get into jambalayas. How about that? These are 1 in 288 packs, so 1 per 2 cases, right? Yes, that's good math. Checks out. But they're also going to be in blasters, and they're 1 in 157. Excuse me, 1 in 576 packs. So that's probably like 1 per crate. I don't know how that works out for blasters, but they will be in both, which means you just want to wait after the release before you buy any, because they will pop up. And quite the checklist. We got Beast, Cable, Colossus, Cyber, Cyclops, Dakin, Deadpool, Elektra, Gambit, Guardian, Hulk, Jean Grey, Jubilee, Juggernaut, Kitty Pryde, Lady Deathstrike, Magneto, Mr. Sinister, Nimrod, O-Gun, Omega Red, Professor X, Rogue, Vindicator, Sabretooth, Silver Samurai, Storm, Wolverine, Strife, Wolverine, and X-23. And the odds here don't change on any of them, which means there's no short prints.
1 in 2 cases, right?
Yeah. I kind of wish there was a short print of at least 3 or 5 of them. And then we get into medallions, and I'll just go through the list here. It's kind of long, pretty quickly, but you get Archangel, Banshee, Beast, Blade, Blob, Cable, Captain America, Colossus, Cyclops, Dakin, Daredevil, Deadpool, Elektra, Emma Frost, Gambit, Gorgon, Hope Summers, Hulk, Iceman, Iron Man, James Howlett, Jean Grey, Jubilee, Juggernaut, Kitty Pryde, Magneto, Mariko Yashida, Mr. Sinister, Mystique, Nick Fury, North Star, Old Man Logan, Omega Red, Patch, Professor X, Psylocke, Pucks, Quicksilver, Rogue, Sabretooth, Sasquatch, Silver Samurai, Snowbird, Storm, The Hand, Toad, Weapon X, Wolverine, X-23, and Yuriko. And that is your medallions. And they look to be following the exact same numbering as Midnight Suns. So we got out of 200 gold, which are going to be pretty. We got the platinum out of 100. The red ruby out of 50. The sapphire blue out of 25. The green emerald out of 10. And last but not least, the one of one Opal Black. So, wow. How do you think these packs are going to open up, man? Like, this is a lot of different cards you can pull out of a
Yeah,
box.
this is a deep set.
Then we get the
I
pop
mean,
culture. Oh, go ahead.
it feels like there's a couple more inserts than Fleer Ultra
It
Midnight
does.
Suns, right?
It
I
does.
didn't go deep into that set. I went a little deeper into Fleer Ultra Avengers, but there's a lot here.
Dre says no Apocalypse, right? Apocalypse is a banned character right now, from what I understand.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us. We're getting towards the end of the checklist. All right, so pop culture. We get
2,500 lines in, and we're at the end.
to, uh,
Sets.
we've got Captain Marvel, Iron Man, Thanos, Carnage, Magneto, Captain America, Thor, Spider-Man, Venom, Wolverine, Sabretooth, with Sabretooth, Wolverine being the SSPs, Venom being an SP, Spider-Man SP, Thor SP, Captain America SP. The
And
SSPs are one per case.
yeah, and that's the first Venom we've seen, right? For the SP.
It
In
is.
the, oh
So
God, artist parallels.
what? Where'd this come from? Oh, the
I don't know.
pop culture's original
Yeah,
art.
that's cool. Is it all Tom Morgan? Yeah, all of them are Tom
Oh,
Morgan.
Tom Morgan. What a cool design.
All right, that's cool.
And then we get sketch cards, and this is where I tap out and you tap in.
Oh wow, deep list. I mean, a lot of artists I know are only doing 10 these days, so
Mhm.
that could be it here. Abdul, Al, and Alan. I mean, these are all Andre Toma. Everybody loves Andrew, Andy. I'm just looking for any new ones.
Yeah.
Hado, Foreman, as always. Chris Meeks, always super chased after. Damien, I'll have to look up. That might be a new name to me. So interesting there. Uh, Daniel and David Lee. Ed's been absolutely killing it lately, as is Drew L, even Don Mark. I mean, everybody's putting out good stuff these days. So the Glebes, they'll be in there for 10 as always. Got to
Joe.
look and see about Hector. I don't know that I'm familiar with their work. But Montoya, Gene, and Jeff. I'm amazed Jeff has time with all the stuff he's doing for
Yeah.
managing Finding Unicorn. Joe, as always. Joe Mars has been absolutely nailing it this day
Mhm.
and age. Cursat, absolutely killing it. Got to have Liddy Lee and Marcia in there.
Yep.
Uh,
Mark
oh,
Myrtle.
so yeah, so Bartle will be a good one for sure. Matt Stewart's always fantastic. Known him for a while. Morrow and Mike. Miki will be highly sought after, I am sure.
Yeah.
And Mitch Ballard always with his pastels.
Mhm.
Noval, he'll probably have his eighth new signature. He seems to change his signature every 2 years. He's always one of the ones. A lot of times people are like, "Who's this signature?" I can flip a coin, and half the time it's him. Uh, Rich has been killing it. He was at HeroesCon.
Yeah.
Rusty, again, Rusty's been around forever. Sherwin always did some nice mutant stuff. Tim Shin is in there. Tim Geether seems to be in every set. Told good work. And then a great 1-2 punch at the end with Veronica and Viscotos Oliver, who's donating some cards to MentalCon. Shameless plug.
Yeah. So let's highlight this real quick. So I was going to see what's the number here. So 2503 to
You should see. Yeah, go
2554. It's about 50 artists. So if they all did 10 each, that's only 500 sketches. But
yeah. You want a quick little Excel trick?
yeah.
If highlight just the artist names in column C,
Okay.
and then go to the top, right, and then look on the bottom row. There's a thing that says count, so it'll tell you how many there are. See that?
52.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you.
Excel tip of the day, everybody.
Love it. Love it. And then we get into team affiliations.
Okay.
And I'm not going to read all these here, but just know the 1 in 10 packs, both Hobby E-Pack and Blasters. And then they get foiled with the same numbering as the base set, all the way to 1 of 1s and printing plates. And then we get to Ultra Stars. We saw Ultra Stars in Midnight Suns and Fleer Ultra Avengers. Remember, was it the Ultra Stars that had the secret variant out of 50?
Yes. I believe so.
And
Was
man,
it
I don't.
secret or was it just not on the checklist? Or if they
It
left
wasn't.
something off and they call it secret.
Yeah. I like to think it was a secret variant, but I'm just going to point out that we get more Cyclops and Deadpool here. We get a Captain America, another Namor. Just reading through this quickly. There's Magic again as an Ultra Star.
And again, blaster only exclusive.
Oh, look at that. That is true.
Yeah.
No, I did not realize that. Thank you for pointing that out. And Mirage is on here too. So it's not everybody. It's only 50 characters. And then we get the Ultra Stars Gold Parallels, which is 1 and 2 cases for both Hobby and E-Pack with 101 and 576 for blasters. That's
Danny has a blaster only card because of course she does.
Yep. And then we get into ultra abilities. And
oh wait, hang on. So so regular Ultra Stars are listed as blaster only, but Ultra Stars the Gold Parallel is
all three.
Sets.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly. So it's going to be a pretty decent hit in the Hobby, regular base hit in blasters. Okay. Then ultra abilities here. These are 1 in 18 packs. And then you get something called X23. And it's all X23. And they're 1 in 5 packs, both Hobby and blasters. And then you get that foiled and numbered just like the base set, all the way down to 1 of 1 printing plates. And that ends our checklist after 2,845 lines.
Wow. There have been some great sets, comments. Back about 15 minutes ago, Brandon Gary said, man, this is so different from growing up with 1 base set and a couple inserts.
Right.
Absolutely true. Jonathan, I'm probably butchering your last name pronunciation, so he's in the chat. So
what's up, Jonathan?
He's in here. He said, yeehaw, snicked, was fun to paint this, and so cool to see the list out. Well, we love having you here, Jonathan. Dre popped up. Brandon said, how do you ban Apocalypse? Yeah, that's the problem with these checklists. We sort of lose track of chat. Apologize to everyone who took the
time. It's either get it done in an hour or read all the comments. It's
Patrick, Joe just is around, and yes, he is pissed off about Masterpieces XL. That could be its own video.
Did just you say you spoke with him?
So I didn't personally. Someone else mentioned it.
Okay. Well, he's commented publicly that he's not happy about it.
Yeah, exactly. No real surprise.
24-hour stream, that's mental con.
Yeah, but sometimes these checklists are too. So, geez.
Yeah, I got to show you the sketch I did last night.
Oh, Dre thinks this is Mark's first set as a sketch artist. That's awesome. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I did that one last night.
You got that or did that?
I did this one last night.
Oh, nice. Okay, very cool.
I was in the mood to do it because I made a trade for Magic using Deadpool cards, and so I was like, thank goodness for these Deadpool cards. So I decided to sketch one. Was there a Psylocke Jambalaya? That's a good
checking
question.
Right now. No, there is not. Psylocke doesn't seem to be in the set, right?
Yeah, we got a few more minutes. If you have a question about a character, let us know real quick.
It looks like Psylocke may only have a medallion.
There was one other insert.
And an Ultra Star. She's in medallion. She's got a medallion and she has an Ultra Star.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I lied. She has a base card. Base card.
It's a base card. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, she's.
Apologies.
To me, like when I'm looking at a checklist, I'm looking for the characters that I are likely going to take money out of my pocket. I'm looking for those. But I'm also looking to see, okay, based on how these sets are being built nowadays, these modern sets, and people are opening them, like, what's that experience going to be like as you're pulling the names and pulling the characters? And these, I think this is some strong characters on this list, and I kind of am okay with them repeating a little bit. It's gonna make it really interesting for people who are doing breaks and doing whatnot breaks, because how do you divide up these characters if you're selling character spots? And Wolverine's in there, and is somebody going to pay the price of a case for just Wolverine because he shows up so much?
I mean, if I was doing it, I would probably do them in chunks. Like, for example, okay, if I'm going to do a base, I would look up all the Wolverines, all the Old Man Logans. Let's say there's 4 Wolverine base. I would say, okay, this spot is for Wolverine base 1 and 36, and this spot is for Wolverine base 42 and 80. What, you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
if there's one that has two, or, I mean, you could do it all for that, but you need to make sure people know that, and that spot's going to go for a lot, right?
Mm-hmm. Gambit has 2 base cards, and I think has a jambalaya. And did it have a medallion?
And yeah, it's going to be important if anyone's doing the character break in this to check the checklist and know what you're getting in terms of number of cards available for sure.
Just running through here real quick for the Gambit question. Gambit is very prominent. He's got all the parallels, obviously. He's got a top secret mini. Well, that's a parallel, technically. He's got an adamantium metal card, which has got a parallel. He has an EX Sentry, which has a couple of parallels, maybe 3. And then, the EX Sentry is technically a parallel of the base set. He has 2 base set cards. So he has every parallel twice. He is also a greatest battle card, which is also paralleled over and over again. And then he does have the jambalaya, and he does have a medallion, which has all the parallels. So you can spend the rest of your collecting career hunting gambits in this set.
Yeah, and if you're going to do a character break, get a copy of this spreadsheet, sort it by column C to see exact, and then look for your characters, and then you'll see exactly every parallel that's available.
Yeah,
that's definitely the way to do it.
For sure. Wanted to this very nice comment from Jonathan, which is not true. He says, don't put me out of job. I could spend a lifetime trying to get better, and I won't get you, Jonathan. Love your work. I'm very happy to see your name on the checklist. Let's see here. Any other questions before we jump off? Got to hit the Powerball.
I mean, these sets are always put together nicely. There's more parallels than I would like, certainly, but again, for a character collector, this is always a fun one, and I encourage people to take the character route because it'd be insane to try to put together any master. Man, just do a base.
Talking to Fausto about a year ago, I was like, dude, you really need to focus on creating character collecting content, not only because you're the master at it and you've done it with Silver Surfer, and people need that kind of encouragement. But there's no more collecting a master set. At best, you can collect a character. And so these are basically mini sets of your character. If you like Gambit, you got a 74 card set that you can collect is basically what's happening, right?
Yeah. And that was the whole focus of our booth at Heroes Con, showing off our character collections and trying to encourage people to think about that as an alternative way to collect.
It is. And what it does is it also then builds community around that character. You have a shared interest with someone else who likes that character, and all of a sudden now you have a connection point that's pretty unique that you can't just generate naturally, in your own neighborhood, so to speak. So I think character collecting is really important, and building a community around it and encouraging each other and helping each other, I think is pretty special. Otherwise, if you try to, these sets are impossible to build a master set of any kind.
Logical makes a good point. The team ones that aren't character specific, you almost need someone to go in once it comes out and break out the team. Okay, this team card has these 8 characters. Character collectors will need to dig down to that level. So like me do.
The way I've been doing it is like if Magic isn't on, if her card isn't on the checklist, like it's her name, right? Ileana Rasputin or Magic, but she's on a card, I just only have to have one example of that card in my binder. But if her name is on the checklist and is her card, then I want every example of that card.
So that's an interesting way to sort of chunk it down. I like that.
Well, like take Allegiance, Avengers versus X-Men. She's got a number of cards where she's in the background, or it's an issue card, like it's focusing on this issue in the comic, and it's got her and Colossus on it. Well, there's 12 versions or 8 versions of that card, including a one of 12, and was like, yeah, I don't know that I want to spend the money. And there's multiple of those, not just one. Like, I don't want to spend the money and fill up the binder with that. I just need an example or two, and I'll move on. Only focus on the ones that her name is on the checklist.
All right. And here's a comment, and I try to tell people this, but I think, well, we've got some viewers here. I think it's worth reminding people that if you're a base set collector, this you need to do physical, because the physical base set, the only way you can get it is physical, because when EPACs, at least up until now, the way EPACs does it is the first 100 will be digital, and when you combine those to get a physical card, that's not the same as the physical card you get in a box. So the base set that you can get in box, you can only get in physical boxes. The one you'll get by combining in EPACs will be a completely different base set.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike Vine says, as a set builder, it's getting a lot tougher and hard not to collect the sets after making sets. Yeah, it's you almost have to you can't use the checklist as how you build your set. You basically, and what I mean by that is, you might have to say, well, I'm just going to do an unnumbered, unparalleled base set, and then I'm done. Or I'll pick a parallel version, say the out of 74s, and I'm going to do that, and I'm done. But to try to do every parallel of every card as a set, I mean, you got to be really committed and want to spend some money, because these are not designed for you to do that. They're just not.
OCD, how can I get you the reworked file I'm doing to take a look when I'm done? Either message me on Instagram under my name, Matt Fuller. OCD Marvel Sketch Cards. On Facebook Messenger, just Matt Fuller. Or if you want to email it to me, mattfuller999@gmail.com. Please don't sign me up for spam sites. Anyone?
Prices on DA is at like $257 a box or something like that, $250 a box.
And Justin, where was the spreadsheet? Steel City, you said?
Well, I got mine. It was dropped in the Spidey Hits Discord by a guy here that was watching earlier, Funkified. So if you're in the Spidey Hits Discord, you can go in the Fleer Ultra channel, and it's there. When we get off the live stream, I'll drop it in the description. Give me a few minutes to do that. Otherwise, you might just Google the checklist, and maybe it pops up on Steel City or GTS or Dave and Adam.
Excited. It's going to be great.
Yep. When's DC Upper Deck coming? I mean, technically it's on EPAC right now, but that's another conversation.
That's right.
Yeah. I am JR. Thank you. What was that, Matt?
No, I was saying digital cards. Yay.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I know you got to run. Everybody, this has been a lot of fun. Just a quick look at the checklist. There'll be more conversation, more content coming around. Again, this product releases on July 3rd. I always encourage you, if you're prone to FOMO, just buy one box. That way you don't have to go spend an incredible amount of money in other places like Whatnot just to have an experience. And if you buy a box and you open it, you kind of get to decide if you like it and how you want to collect it if you're unsure. But I can guarantee you, after looking at the checklist, what's going to happen when this product comes out is you're going to see hit after hit after hit, and top character. And, you know, if you're not careful, you'll be spending money you didn't want to spend pretty quickly. So be careful with that. Matt, any parting words here?
No. Really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And yeah, sensational. I probably butchered that. So will Blast just be as good as Hobbies? I imagine people are going to rush out to get them on day one, and I think we're going to find out very quickly if they're as loaded. I would think not. My gut says that was a mistake on Platinum, but you never know.
Feels like a mistake on Platinum. I would rather use Fleer Ultra Avengers and Midnight Suns as well. Midnight Suns didn't have a blaster, but Fleer Ultra Avengers as the model, and those were great to open with your kids, great to help finish building a base set, and or if you wanted to chase an unnumbered parallel that you couldn't get in Hobby. But other than that, would not look at it as a way of chasing to get a big card that you can sell. We'll have jambalayas in it, but again, be careful with those. I mean, those jambalayas from Midnight Suns and Fleer Ultra Avengers, I think, sell for maybe up to $200. So be careful. All right, everybody, keep an eye on the channel. Make sure you're also following OCD Marvel Sketch Cards on YouTube and Instagram as well. This is live on his channel as well. I didn't tell you that, Matt, but I did put it. I did put it on your channel. Everybody, you know this is Spotty Hits channel. If you enjoy this kind of content, hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video and this breakdown and checklist reveal of Fleer Ultra Wolverine, hit that like button for me. But as always, I hope you have a marvelous day.
No scream.